Hello, it's Thursday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Morayo Afolabi Brand. As usual, I have the ladies with me.
Good morning.
Hi, Topsy. Hi. Oh, we have Honey Pat in the building.
So I feel like I belong already because you're not introducing me as a
guest co-host. Yeah. Usual guest co-host, please. Yeah, part of, when we see you on Thursdays, now there's a hot gist.
Oh, really?
Cooking. Anytime we bring Honey Pot, she's the only one that can handle this matter.
Okay,
So
I'm
welcome
excited
to
be here. Thank you so much for having me once again, despite the impromptu call. Yeah. Okay.
Embarrass us on national television. Is it?
I have to say this.
How are you doing, Honey Pot?
I'm very well, thank you.
So have you back.
Thank you indeed.
Topsy, what's going on?
I'm very good. So because we were celebrating your view yesterday, I tried not to get political, but we have a new governor in Lagos State, and while most people are concentrating on the federal, I feel that everybody should hold their state governor accountable. It's closer to them, and he has reeled out a lot of things he wants to do, and I applaud it. I feel though that the most important area, I don't want to yab government, I want to advise so that they would, let's see if they will just follow through, is that we still have schools in Lagos that don't have proper facilities, primary schools in Lagos that don't have proper facilities. And I believe that should be one of the things he should do within the first 100 days, that we have been able to intervene at the lowest level. Primary schools, no primary school in Lagos should be without chairs, roof, and all those adequate things.
I think you're right. And one of the things we need to do, maybe by Monday, we need to have a show where we talk about what are the first things we want our governors to do the first 100 days. It's been nice to hear governors of all the various states, so we can get callers to call in.
Yeah.
Let us know, what would you like your governor to handle? Mention the name of the state. What would you like them to handle the first 100 days? And what do you like to see? So it's a good idea you brought up. Hey, Kikalicious.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm well. I'm good. I'm fine.
What's happening? Any interesting?
I think to add to what you guys have said, it is also important for us not to also put them under pressure, because regardless of however you look at it, do you understand? There are lots of challenges and there are a lot of things that they are looking forward to.
Don't mind talking with that. She started that premise. How are you doing?
I'm well. I'm good. I'm fine.
You look good.
Thank you.
I like your socks. I wish they could see it, the camera.
Wow.
I mean, I'm like, what is this one again? Which kind of, is this fashion?
It is fashion, Morayo. Yes.
Why you not sitting? If I really would have made her sit down at this side.
I'm telling you,
I'm not wearing a
camera,
new
can you
shoe.
pick that sock?
They cannot pick it. It's too far.
Sorry, which country is
We
this
want
from?
to turn to Wendy's show, when the guests come.
Oh, shoe camp.
There's a shoe camp and all of that. Yeah,
Help us understand the idea behind this. We just wear socks and shoes.
actually, it's not a socks. It's not the purple socks. It's like a net socks. It's part of.
I didn't notice.
Yes.
It's in
Could
gold.
you raise it up?
Morayo.
Oh my gosh.
Hey,
Then they have to swap.
it's a Thursday. Cameraman,
have
you
to
see?
swap them.
Please.
You see?
No. Just raise it up here on the side. Let's just see it.
All right. I think I have to stand
it's been
up
nice.
now.
Can you stand? You can step out, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You
Oh,
can step out.
yeah.
You got to see the stuff.
Oh, this is so cute.
Oh, my God. Look at you.
Yeah.
Look at, wow.
Well captured.
And you wear that outside.
Yes, it looks
I do
good.
wait.
Yeah.
And they won't stop you. Are you all right?
You're not.
Of course.
We need to upgrade.
It's always
You know that you are Mama Gabriel for now, but
my
please
gosh.
don't come and do this on
At
your
least I'm a
video.
mother of 3 too, but you still have to keep it
I
going.
did it with socks on high heels.
But it's always very nice.
It's always very. I just seen it for the first
Wow,
time.
that sounds so like your mother-in-law.
no.
Yes.
What they was so
Talking about mother-in-law. Let's tell them on the show. Tapa came to my house. All this very short dress.
Was it very short?
And pop socks.
Was it
That
on
she came on.
the twins' birthday?
yeah.
Are you
She
serious?
got this really short dress and a pop sock. My mother-in-law was so happy to see her because she's been asking about you. So she now saw Tokwe. I'm Tokwe was now walking to the bathroom. She's like, there wash up CC. There wash up CC.
So there's
She
a
was very
look.
disturbed.
Yes, she was saying it over and over again. Like I wasn't
should be
looking
CC.
like your conventional mother, wife,
And
and
then Tokwe, you've given mom see work to do. But interestingly,
she should pray for me.
They're always like that. Though. All mothers are always like that.
Because that's to even manage. I run into you so many times and I see what you wear and I love them, You don't even have
I
to
was a
care
good
about
girl.
all those
I
things.
waited till I got married. It was licensed. If you look at me, I'll be like,
that's why I said, enjoy life before you enter this time called marriage. All this one I do inside marriage. Well, you have a husband that's allowing it. Some husband will be, I beg, what's this?
Always making it look as if marriage is something that you have to give up everything that is
No,
you.
you don't have to. Someone have to.
No,
it's a sacrifice you must be willing to.
So, Chioma Akpotha, a lot of them,
Omoni
Oboli, they are in Dubai presently. And so they're having mad fun, they dance, they wear stuff and all that. So I saw somebody who said, you don't look like a conventional married woman. Or you
Listen,
don't,
guys, these fingers, Godogba. They are not equal. If you have a marriage where it's okay to do what she's doing, it's fine. And that person might not have that kind of spouse. So you must really accept what God has brought to you.
Exactly.
So you must know all the options.
So
carry your cross. Your husband says, no Dubai, guess what? No
you
Dubai.
sit down at home.
Both of you just agree. Anyways, I have these lovely bed sheets that I've been saving for, I think, for about 5 years. My aunt got me that Vera Wang bed sheets, beautiful bed sheets. I've never used them. I was going through my wardrobe over the weekend and I ran into it, like, oh, this thing is still here. So I decided to lay my bed sheet yesterday. Beautiful bed, Vera Wang. And Mr. Gabriel peed on it.
Oh.
The baby.
I don't understand.
Wasn't he wearing
I was trying to change his diapers. I just put them on the bed. I think it's the new sheet. Just put them on, quickly rush and grab the pampers and everything. But I got back.
With babies?
I know. He weed. I was like,
on your
5
beautiful
years old. I've been keeping this thing in my wardrobe.
Just to launch it?
Just to launch it. And this baby, I just kept looking, do you know what you peed on? This is Vera Wang.
This is Vera Wang.
You don't pee on a Vera Wang. But I was like, okay, I just had to go, that's life. That's life, my mother. What do you do? All right, let's go on a break. When we come back, it's Thursday. We're gisting all the way. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Right, let's start with the nation. Okay, Buhari governors take oath amid hope for better days. Makinde to donate salaries to teachers. I'll not abuse my office, says Abiodun. Nigerian off death row in Singapore. I have that story, very good story it is. Airways retirees get 22.6 billion naira entitlements. I have no problem with Jonathan, says Dixon. And US-China brawl drives down oil prices. Okay. Let's start with this human interest story, the Singaporeans. Do you have that story?
Yeah, so I do. I read it. It's a rare verdict, people say. And, this guy was actually... Let
me give you the story.
Yeah.
His name is Adili Chibwike Ejike. He was actually arrested for... he was sentenced to death for importing about 2 kilograms of a certain type of drug since 2011. He's been in Singapore prison since 2011. It's 2019, and the judge said they were unable to. The prosecution was unable to prove that he was actually aware of the drugs. So obviously, somebody inserted the drugs in his luggage, and then he was on death row. And then yesterday, I think it was on Tuesday actually. He was acquitted.
Oh my goodness!
And he's sent back home. I think it was yesterday, 29.
The reason they said it's a rare verdict, and I must say that if there is anybody who believes in spirituality, I think that works for him, because a lot of people have gone to jail for what they did not even know jack about.
Yeah. And we must congratulate
we must congratulate
because they're going to be reconciled today. He left Singapore yesterday. He should be here this morning.
Singapore, like many of other countries, have very tough.
Yes, tough. He was on death row after 8 years.
This is a
good story. It's a good story. So one of these I'd like to bring in Chibuke. Let's have a conversation with him. We'll try to get him on the show. Who has the 22.6 billion naira entitlement for Airways retirees? You have that story?
Yes, I have the story. The federal government has approved the release of 22 billion naira for the Airways Limited Company. And the permanent secretary duties in the Ministry of Finance, Dr. Mohamed Dikwe, said that they were all excited that the money had been approved. That was something that they've been waiting for and all that. Even though yesterday while they were in Abuja, they continued to incur bills. Right. You understand? Right. But eventually, at least all their bills and the rest of the money that they were supposed to pay to individuals will be paid now. And they appreciated the president for approving the budget.
Let's move on to Vanguard. Inauguration, Buhari mom as governors reel out promises. Can to Buhari governors, don't disappoint masses. Bank CEOs condemn smear campaign by bad debtors. Obasanjo, Abubakar, Jonathan absent as Buhari, Obasanjo take oath of office for second term. Obasanjo, 393 others escape plane mishap. And Oshidapapa gridlock. Truck drivers adamant, maintain grip on road. Let's talk about the inauguration for a second, because our president was actually mom. Go ahead, Tokwe.
Our president got re-elected for his second term.
Since March.
At 76 years old, and he took the oath of office, and contrary to people's expectation, he had no speech. So that's been greeted with different reaction. People felt like, okay, from the presidency, they are saying he's going to release his speech on the June 12th.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why he would postpone when he would release the speech,
they said
though.
It is intentional, and that it would give a speech in due season. That is
well,
June 12th.
It would be nice that the moment you swear an oath of office, you should
what
tell us what you want to do. I mean, it's a no-brainer. You're not waiting for Democracy Day.
I think probably because he has already communicated to the country that, you know what, June 12 is the proper event.
That's what Democracy Day. That's two different things.
Yes.
Two different things.
That June 12 is when he wants to put out his own speech, do you understand, address the public. And I think we should all be...
I feel like as Nigerians, we really need hope. A lot of Nigerians are discouraged by what is going on. They want some beacon.
He came in last time. He said, I am for nobody and for everybody.
Yeah.
So that's what we expected something.
That
we know the K-leg part of it. The point is that after you were sworn in, you say something.
What if he wants to go by what he's going to say on June 12th? Okay. That is, once I say it, I am going. Because I heard a lot of people, I got reactions.
A speech 3 days ago.
I felt pauses, and then somebody said, this time around, let it be talk now, do. That is talk and do. Okay. Do what you have said.
He gave us a speech 3 days ago.
Which other story are we taking?
Business as usual. So maybe
which other story are we taking in Vanguard?
Should we talk about all the governors that have been sworn in and everybody is telling us what they want to do?
Yes.
So Governor Utom, who's been having issues in his state of Benue, has said that this second term he's vowed to use second term in office to correct the mistakes of the past. So he's promised to put together a peace, truth, and reconciliation panel. This is during this time, and this next 4 years, he plans to solve the problem of the killings within the
problem
state.
is not solved. Anyway, let me not go there.
All right, let's talk about Oyo State.
Yes.
So Oyo State's governor says that...
Makinwa?
Yes, Makinwa, of course. Makinwa said that, you know, he's going to be paying, he's going to be given his salary, you know,
donating his salary
to the employers of the government right there in the state.
He also said,
and he was saying that the minimum wage, that Oyo State cannot pay the minimum wage people are clamoring for.
So he's saying that they can't afford it, that he just came in and obviously he can't afford that 30,000 minimum wage. That he plans to rejig the economy such that eventually they will still be able to pay beyond it. But for now, we must understand that there's a lot of work that has to be done.
That's a good way of setting the right expectations.
Some of the salaries is going to go to the teachers. He also emphasized
for Gombe and Bauchi.
Sorry, one thing on they're also saying that they will take back the 3,000 naira students are allowed to, that are asked to pay for secondary school, because right now you have to open the gates of the schools, let people come in.
Priorities on education.
Kids are on the
teachers.
So every child on the street should be in school because it's now free, according to him. Yes, go ahead.
So for Gombe and Bauchi states, the two new governors they cancelled all their predecessors' recent appointments coming to this inauguration, and that was in their speech that every appointment carried out by their predecessor is being undone right now. And I think it's really good that they are doing that. It's not like you're waiting and letting them think in 100 days, but he's saying it immediately. We cannot afford these appointments. This was done with prejudice, so we're undoing them.
Nigerian Tribune. History beckons as Makinde Biodun Sanwo-Olu, others take oath of office.
Everybody's promising.
Obasanjo 393, others aboard Ethiopian airline escape air incident. Makinde sacks LG, LCDA buses, dissolves boards and parastatals agencies. Wow. Makinde, a young man. Hey, okay. No genuine democracy in Nigeria, says Falano. FG approves another 22.6 billion for airway pensioners. Police reunite stolen child with parents after 7 years. I really wish I read that story. It was a good story. But I know the child was abducted, I think, when he was 7 years old, and he was just recently reconciled. Obasanjo, who has that story?
Yes.
Go ahead,
oh, my God. So Ethiopian airline again.
Yes, I'm saying.
Did anybody wonder?
Yes, Ethiopian Airline. There are issues with drugs and the allegations they made now.
Yes, and then it was almost a plane crash.
No, it wasn't a plane crash.
It was a mishap.
What happened was that they wanted to land, but due to bad weather, unfortunately, he had to go right back up. And then the second attempt, he was able to land. So because of the bad weather, he couldn't do the landing the first attempt. That was pretty much it. But
so there was no issue now. They were sensationalizing it all over social media. I was saying, I did not die. I'm wondering.
You might say there's no issue. Imagine if you are the one inside the plane. About 393 people were inside that plane.
And Baba was in the plane.
Baba was there, and a lot of dignitaries and the likes and all of that. So it's
you people, the devil, the demons from Baba's village.
Some people have said that because Baba is a Bora of Owu. And so there was a reason nothing happened. Okay, I'm just saying.
Anyway, Sha, the point is that Baba is not ready to go. He might be on the departure lounge, but he's not ready to go. He's still on departure. He's in departure lounge. Let's take it. Another story. Let's move on to the Punch. Oh, Punch. Let's see. Lagos businessman's decomposing corpse found inside Magodo residence.
Yeah.
Unizik scandal. Senate members have messed up, says pro-chancellor. Let's pick another story that we haven't taken. Federal government social safety program gobs 471 billion naira in 3 years. Our prioritize education, health, and rural roads, says Abiodun, and FFG liable for rising insecurity. Afenifere Emir on hand to tell Buhari. Okay, what happened in Magodo? Kicks.
So there's this man, he's a 45-year-old man. His name is Oluwaseyi Ismaila. Apparently, it's even on my street, you know. And we're told from the story that the man was found dead in his house. But prior to that time, he had already called his family people, threatening them for financial support. You understand that he wanted to renew his rent and the likes and all of that. I think a day before that day as well, he called the sister that he was feeling ill. But people who are close to, I don't know, I think it's an apartment, the neighborhood, said that most of the time the guy doesn't really come out. There are times that he's been indoors for 3 months, he wouldn't open his doors or the likes and all of that. Even though they've not told us maybe there was any illness or maybe he was suffering from any depression or anything or whatsoever. So we don't know, but it was like few days after when a lot of people were trying to reach out to him, including his family members. So it was one of the family members that reached out to the security people in our neighborhood, you understand? And they had to force themselves into there and found out that, you know, it was already,
Autopsy would be done on the
hopefully, but the point is that, I mean, we've talked about this over and over on this table. Listen, we have to be our brother's keepers. How does somebody stay indoors for 3 months and you know he's been there? And nobody goes to knock and say, what's going on?
And prior to that time, it reached out to people.
Yeah, so the point is that, you know, see, after when somebody dies, that's really it. You can't really discuss this things anymore. But may his soul rest in peace. It's really unfortunate.
Amen.
Any other story in Punch? Okay, let's move on to... This day, Muhammadu Buhari sworn in for second term with high hopes. 29 governors also take oath of office. Banks plan blacklist of chronic debtors. Trade wars, disruptions drag oil price down to $69. That's between US and China. Move on now to Daily Sun. Buhari stuns all with a no-speech inauguration. And you have to read this story. Our Dino Melaye, our Senator Dino Melaye, is to deliver a keynote address at the Jesse Jackson's event in US. Can you beat that?
And guess what? It's been described.
I think
it's been described as a civil rights leader.
Hey.
So I think somebody, Topper was asking me earlier on, is it not? It is what he calls himself. And I'm like, okay, so is it what he does?
So the truth is, so former Jesse Jackson has invited Dino Melaye to speak.
And for those who don't know Jesse Jackson, he's actually an aspirant for the US presidential candidate, and also is a human rights activist for African American rights.
So this event is Global and Africa Diaspora Investment Forum.
Right.
So in actual fact, it is something that should involve representatives from Africa and those that will be over there. So
the question on top is, who defined Senator Dino Melaye as a human rights
a civil rights leader? A civil rights leader. A fight is a fight, no matter what you are fighting for, ideals and dignity. So, see, the point is, have you not seen Dino Melaye being dragged on the roads?
Exactly.
Yes, being arrested. He's been, according to him, all those things he experienced in the hands of police, camping around his house, they were trying to stop him because he was speaking for his people. And so he's a civil rights fighter. If you don't agree with him, go and discuss it with him.
Wow. Thank you for enlightening us. Very interesting. We didn't know. Moving on to Daily Trust. High expectations as Buhari begins second term. No country is fighting grabs like Nigeria, says Ribadu. Trade disputes impacting air travel, says IATA. Singapore frees Nigerian arrested over drug. We talked about that. And plane conveying Obasanjo, others aborted landing. Okay, that's all we can take on front page review. We are really, really excited for the family of AGK. They'll be reconciling today after 8 years. It's a big story. I would really like to meet him. I'd really like to meet him. Hopefully, we'll try to see if we can organize that. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we have lots of topics. You know, it's Thursday. We just know the way. You know, everybody has discussed Blessing. We are the only ones that have not talked about Blessing. Today, we'll thrash Blessing issue. Who is Blessing? You find out after big. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So social media has been on fire for a couple of weeks now over a peculiar blogger, Blessing Okoro, who turned 30 and showed off the building of her third house, according to her, saying that everything she owned now was by God's grace. Trust social media police, and they're sniffing out the truth, calling her out that she lied and that house was not hers. Now, what are your general thoughts on this? Join the conversation 070-8066-8014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. So for those of you that are not online, because some of our viewers are not even very active online, there's this young lady, her name is Blessing Okoro. So she posted on her Instagram page that her husband had kicked her out with her child after from a one-bedroom apartment. She was now standing in front of a big house. And there was another picture of an uncompleted building suggesting that it was her house. So she now said, God has now blessed her with a 7-bedroom house that she built by herself. And she was just giving thanks to God. So obviously, the trolls came for her, looked out for the owner of the house, and somehow they realized that it wasn't her house, that the house she was allegedly claiming was hers, belonged to somebody else. And he now came out from China, I believe, he's a billionaire from China, saying that that was his house. And then the whole thing went on. But it's gone crazy because the trolls have gone for her. And people are saying she lied, she's a pathological liar. What are your own thoughts on this? Let me start with Honeypot, because I know you are a firecracker.
Oh, wow. So I have 1,001 things to say. And this is social media. Social media has its pros and cons. You know, and then you wonder so many times that why is it, what does social media even stand for in the first place? You know, a lot of people have said that, oh, networking, meeting people and all that. I think that it is just for value exchange. And these people are not doing because it puts them out there. So they're doing a lot of things. So we come back to the 21st century, the millennials that we have right now, and all of the craziness. So people want to show off. You know, you just find influencers not bringing anything to the table. They're just popular for the heck of it. And you're wondering, because just for what people would say and see about you. So this person has been taking pictures in front of another person's property and then goes inside. I don't know who the gateman too should be arrested. So now she went inside, showed people around. This is my new house I just bought. And this is another person's house, for crying out loud. Okay,
when I saw that initial post, personally, I didn't think it was her house. I just thought she was just having fun because I didn't understand how Nigerians interpreted that to be her house. But after there was another video where she was actually having a conversation suggesting that, oh, it wasn't that Onye Eze's house, that it was her house. That's when she incriminated herself. But initially, she didn't communicate to me that was her house. Maybe that's how everybody else interpreted it. But let me come to Kika.
I think, first of all, I would like to say that she had made mockery of womanhood who are in similar situations, and they're trying to get sanity for themselves, or to move on in life. What do I mean by that? When you read the attachments or the content attached to the picture concerning, oh, I was thrown out of the house 8 years ago in 1-bedroom apartment. God have blessed me now. I've built a house. I've done this. Mariah, many a time that we wake up sometimes that we will read some certain things, or people who even watch your view, they are inspired by what we say, what they see, do you understand? And few hours later, you realize that, you know, it wasn't the right content, or the person was being fake. However, hold on, we've seen the likes of Mona Lisa Chenda, Iyabo Ojo, what's it called, Mercy Aigbe, Toke Makinwa. Every one of them have gone through some sort of abuses in their previous marriages, and they try to strive to make a name for themselves. However you look at it, as it is right now, if anybody, I've also been divorced before. I'm in a place where I'm at a crossroad. So tomorrow, with all the successes I have attained for myself, when I now decide to now acquire more successes, reflecting on where I'm coming from, what I've been through in the hands of somebody, and at the end of the day, they will doubt you, and at the end of the day, you will bring by no man for bringing me.
Okay.
You know, women are women's worst enemy.
Hang in there. I actually take exception to what you just said.
No.
Because I feel that everybody is entitled to make a mistake. Everybody can goof.
Is it a mistake?
Hang in there. Yes, it was you see, you must understand something. I'm not saying it was a mistake. It's a good question. Is it a mistake? Maybe not. I can't determine.
Really?
Hang in there. Let me make my point.
Wow.
It could be a mistake, it could be not. But the point I'm trying to make is that this is a young woman. We are always so ready to crush the branches, forgetting the root cause of this. Something led to a woman. There's a hurt she went through to make her feel as if, oh, I was kicked out, now I have 8, I have a 7-bedroom house. It doesn't make it right. It's very, very the same way there are litigations against Naira Marley. The fact that, yes, he's young and all that, doesn't make it right. But the point is, this is a woman that everybody is lashing out because she goofed. And it's so easy. It's a goof. It's so easy for us to easily crush another woman. It's the easiest thing we can do. Why don't we always find out the reason behind certain actions?
Okay, so I don't think...
We're not arguing. We're only expressing our views. Go ahead,
I don't think it is a goof. I think that someone has a mental problem, and I think a lot of Nigerians have mental problems that we are not acknowledging. It is called poverty mindset. It is a mindset that has so permeated our society that even politicians would attain political position, and the first thing they will do is to buy cars and flaunt their cars. We see them online. They flaunt wristwatch, they flaunt the lifestyle they've attained because they never thought they would do it. Same thing here. So she hasn't attained the life she desired. And so but she still wants to flaunt that at 30 she has built a house, which she hasn't built. That's not goofing. That is blatant lying to seek attention. Yes. So if what you're doing is trying to seek attention, you do anything. We have the Toto Dike saga just to seek attention. We have Blessing Okoro just to seek attention. You go lying and sharing testimonies that are not real. Because what she did was share testimony. People were already using it as prayer point. They were reposting it that, I tap into this anointing. And that is what a lot of people don't realize, that what you see on social media is not a reflection of the reality on ground.
Right. Let me take this call from Faith. Faith, are you there?
Okay. Good morning, Morales.
Morning. Go ahead, please.
Please, this issue, I mean, is in fact, it's so disheartening, honestly. Do you know that there was a time I was in my home. I was inside. I live in an estate. I was inside, and I saw some ladies. They stood in front of my house, snapping, and they will post it on social media. And when people see these things, you know, in fact, the worst place you can get fake things is on social media. Most of all these things happening also, they are not real. Even me that owns the house, I don't snap with my house. I don't even snap with my car, but I saw ladies. They didn't know I was watching them. I saw them snapping, you know. So, in fact, I think this lady, I think she should be a scapegoat for others.
Okay, that's the problem I'm having. Okay, thank you very much. I'll come to you guys. I know it's easy for us to make her a scapegoat. Nobody's saying what she did was right. What we're saying is that we are always looking for a scapegoat. We are looking for the next person that makes a goof, and we crush them to pieces. Now, who gives the Onye Eze the audacity to bring her into the house, arrest her, and subject her to that humiliation he did? Because, she's a pathological liar. Suddenly now she becomes a scapegoat for Nigeria to thrash for a very long time. Those videos are going to go on. Make her look like worse because there are issues.
She's done another video. She did a video yesterday.
Wait, hang in there. One at a time, please. Go ahead.
She did a video yesterday explaining that the entire saga with Onye Eze was staged. She was arrested. She was invited to come and explain herself, and she came innocently to the house, only for her at gunpoint. Be handcuffed. It wasn't by a police officer.
Is that right?
That is definitely wrong.
Okay, let me come to you, Kike.
Wrong. Right. I think I will first of all go back to what you said earlier when you mentioned that she should be faulted. I think yes and no, and it leads to the moral system in the country at the moment. And when you are looking at the educational background, the educational system starts from our elementary background, which is our parents and the home. Your parents is the one that will first of all imbibe morals, values, and all of that before the schools will now come in. The schools are the ones that are now going to now put in the other morals and all of that into you. However, going back to what you've just said, that the guy called her in and all of that, after the video, there was another video again that shows that they were having drink. I do not understand someone who will subject you to such humiliation, bring you down in front of the world, and at the end of the day, you go back to him and have a drink.
Well, we don't know how that could be.
I question that action.
Okay, well,
everything was staged. Actually,
but the point
they said everything was staged.
Let's not assume everybody has the kind of background that we have. There are some people that they've grown up all their lives by themselves. They were raised by the streets. There's so many. We don't know. We cannot judge anybody based on your own scope of the scope of the world. So if you take the issue in isolation, why would a woman put herself through such a situation where she's faking a life that is not.
Because she has a mental problem.
So finally, I'll come to you. So we've discussed this several times on this table, that why do people who live fake lives? No, why don't we get to understand why, than just always be ready to condemn?
Okay,
Then it comes to you,
so I see that Mariah really wants to get to the root of it. That is, let us tackle the problem first.
Well, let me pause you for a second. Adeboye has been holding for a while. Adeboye, are you still there? Please go ahead.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, go ahead, please.
Or something good, Ronnie.
Yeah. Oh, good morning.
What I want to say is, you see, I think this thing needs to be curbed and cautioned. It's too very rampant on social media, and this thing is making other youth and younger Nigerians go astray. They've been doing the wrong things. They believe the thing they see is reality, and it's not. When they see you driving a Porsche on social media, they also strive here to make sure they purchase a Porsche. Meanwhile, their pocket is not even up to the standard of buying a Porsche, but they will try and strive hard to do whatever is in their capacity to make sure they get the money to do it. Please, all the social media people are really negatively influencing the real people.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I know that you want to get to the root of it, but what is wrong is wrong.
Right.
Now, God's grace has suffered a lot in the hands of humans. By God's grace, I've been able to do this. Now, are you even taking it back to church?
Exactly.
That is, when the pastor says, receive it by faith, claim it by faith, fake it until you make it. And so people are saying,
fake it till you make
hey, some people say it. And now, this is what people are doing. They're saying, some of them on social media platforms are saying that, see, this person is claiming it, faking it. Maybe she does not even understand it, and she does not know how to go about it.
But I think anybody cared to wonder what she went through in that marriage? What she went through such that she was kicked out of her matrimonial home, that will push her to feel like, I want to show this man, say.
Revenge.
Now, that mental instability make you feel like, I must show this man.
That's the reason why she took an expensive joke on womanhood.
Because I did no. Stop going to womanhood. I don't like it because we are judging each other. We don't judge the next woman. Don't judge another woman.
We say we are not arguing here. Yes. Do you understand? And everybody are entitled to their opinion. Where I'm coming from is the fact that when another woman does some certain things, you understand, they use it to judge the other woman. What she has put out there now today, Morayo, I am going through similar challenges. Tomorrow, if I attain more success to the successes I've gotten today, do you understand? And I put it out there. It's unfortunate that I'm not on social media, that I'm posting things back to back. But you will see other people that will say, are you sure? Hashtag Blessing Okoro. Do you understand? How many people do you want to start defending?
I feel
that is part of the issue.
I believe that we shouldn't bash each other, but we must deal with the issue.
Yes.
So it is obvious that there is some mental instability on our side. That's obvious. So going forward, what do we do? How do we deal with this issue? When we come
back after the break, we'll talk about what do we do and how do we deal with this. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So I think it's important that I reiterate exactly what I was trying to achieve. Is that yes, she messed up, and there are different reasons why she did it. It could be a mental issue, it could be a mistake, it could be anything, whatever it is. There are different reasons. It could even be it was cooked up, as Topa is suggesting.
Totally staged.
But the other angle I would like us to look at is, why would you subject a woman? The whole video of her crying and being held under gunpoint, why would you subject somebody to that kind of humiliation just because you feel that she's wrong? Is it proper for all the trolls to use this one person? Because we are all guilty of one thing or the other. A tiny mistake, tiny thing you do. I had my mistake on December. I did it, and the whole freaking world trolled me and sent me messages, and they're calling. I personally wouldn't have cared, but because my spouse was involved, that's why I really, really broke down, because he didn't deserve to be put on that kind of pedestal.
Mariah.
So the point is that why is the court of social media so mean? And I'm looking for a bigger word.
Yeah.
So ferocious.
Yeah.
In their outpouring of anger to somebody like that who might need help.
Social media is anonymous. Social media is where everybody can be anything they want to be. And social media is where you see people's true evil nature.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are frustrated and angry about their own lives. They go on social media and they are able to vent and laugh at everybody's problem. Exactly. So you cannot use social media to judge the reality. But we have a crisis on our hand because our younger generation are using social media as their basis for their future. And until we get to the point where we let them realize that this is fake, which is why I am sort of happy about Blessing Okoro, because it helps you realize that what you're seeing here is largely fake. That way you can ground yourself back, because a lot of 30-year-olds at that same time when Blessing posted it started feeling depressed because they were like, at 30, I've been working hard, I don't have a house, I don't have anything. But Blessing was faking it. They were using a wrong testimony to be feeling depressed about their own life and accomplishments. So we need to always open up this can.
Right. Okay, so okay, somebody was talking behind the cameras the other time, and then the person said that, is it just about taking pictures, that there is nothing wrong taking pictures with somebody's house because people do it, stand beside people's cars and all that. I did not even see anything wrong in that, but going into that person's house, doing a video and then calling that house your own is totally wrong. Now, this is it. Kike said something the other time, and she was talking about the family. Now, the family is the bedrock of the society, and it starts with the family. As parents, so what are the values you are putting in your children? Correct. It has to go back to the family, whether we like it or yes. So this is it. So you have to be content. You have to teach your children to be content with whatever thing they have. So I'm not saying that they should not, you know, achieve stuff and all that. But then whatever situation you find yourself, where you find yourself, be thankful and do more.
So in addition to what Okwe had said, I have a caller right now, but Blessing actually can be arrested for fraud, if indeed, because according to what I spoke to a lawyer, he was saying that what she did is fraudulent because you're actually claiming what does not belong to you as yours. And that can actually be counts for arrest. Let me take this call. Morning, are you there? Mushakwe, I believe.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I appreciate what we're talking about today. Actually, I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. You ladies are looking very beautiful this morning. God bless you all. I'm actually very surprised at Mariah's position this morning, because I think that we need to address what the lady actually has done. What she's really totally done is extremely very bad. And I expect that the anger or the way Mariah is talking about it this morning, she should direct that anger to criticize what the lady has done, because she's a disgrace to womanhood. I actually completely allude to Kiki, a position and a stand. And I know that what that lady has done is totally bad. What the other man has done equally is bad, but we must address the issue of what the lady really
Thank you, Mushakwe.
And I think it's very important that we do that.
Thank you very much, Mushakwe. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mariah, I think I want to address what you said about the man's reaction, humiliating her, did he have the right, blah, 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 and all of that. Mariah, when something is yours, I don't think you can control how you react.
You're justifying his actions.
No. Yes. I'm getting somewhere. Mariah Nisurujo. You know, when something is yours, if you had not gone to the man's house in the first place, then we won't be where we are today. If you had not gone to lie about some certain things, do you understand? Because what she has done is like, she's scam. Scam emotional. Imagine if nobody contested what she has put on social media and she decides to go and sell the house tomorrow to somebody else. Later on, they now find out that the house is not yours, then they are in battle issue. Not just that. Mariah, I want to now tweak this to some realities that happens in our lives. Do you understand? A woman coming into your matrimonial home have trespassed. Do you understand? And at the end of the day, your reaction sometimes, do you understand? We can say that, oh, the woman doesn't have issues with another woman. And exactly the same situation with this. Do you understand? If she had not gone to the man's house, we won't be where we are today.
I'll come to Onye Eze for a second, but I wanted to address the issue of disgrace to womanhood. You see, when a man goofs or does something bad, nobody says it's a disgrace to manhood. What I don't like is a situation whereby in every situation we make it a male-female gender issue, because we continually then come across as being judgmental about ourselves. Don't judge another woman is my issue. Don't say it's a disgrace to woman. She's a woman, she's a human being. And she messed up. She disgraced herself. Not to womanhood or not to
I agree on that one.
We're hanging there. Hello, are you there? Hello? Morning, go ahead, please.
Hello?
Morning.
Morning. I would like to call a spade. I'm Michael. I'm calling for the first time. And I would like to call a spade. If you put yourself out there on the social media, that means you put yourself out to be judged by everyone. For letting everybody know about you, that you're on social media, you're doing this, you're doing that. That means you're telling the people to see what you're doing, if what you're doing is right or wrong. And people's got the right to judge you. That's it. Putting yourself out there on the social media, letting the world know this is who I am. Judge me. Am I doing the right thing or not? That's what it's for.
Yes, so I agree with Mariah that we shouldn't we shouldn't make Blessing a pillar as a disgrace to women. What Blessing did is fraudulent, is bad. Yes. She did a wrong thing. As a human being, like every man, like the people committing fraud, like all those are committing fraud are doing. She's done something bad. She should be dealt with legally. Onye Eze shouldn't embarrass her. Onye Eze shouldn't have paraded her like she's a you don't. Is he a law enforcement agent? He's not in his own place to do it. So Onye Eze also should be dealt with. And I looked at the entire thing, and it smells of fraud from beginning to the end. It smells of staged drama. It's like a Hollywood movie part 1, part 2, part 3. We're still waiting for the part 4 of what that clip is going to be. So I see a man that has experienced. I see a man that sees opportunity to be wealthy, like to be popular. He has money, but he wants to be popular. So he has seen a girl, and he wants to use that girl and milk her to be popular. Because now we are all talking about Onye Eze. He shouldn't be arrested for jungle justice. Exactly. Because what he did is totally wrong. Because we all should be able to tell him that what he's doing of shaming that girl is totally illegal and wrong.
Morayo, I think it's best it would be good for me to clarify this. I'm not against women. Definitely, you know that.
Let me get Gabriel. Gabriel's holding for Gabriel, are you there? Hello, Gabriel, are you there? From the UK? Okay, I think we lost that call.
Yeah. So, what I'm trying to say here, because I've always advocated for women being support system for other women, but in a situation like this where you have trespassed, in a situation like this that it looks as if you've scammed, in a situation like this that you made it look for other women to be questioned in a long time, because however you look at it, the likes of the freeze and all of that, and I'm making it a joke.
Okay, point taken. Let me come to you.
All right, so I believe that Blessing is an individual, and she should be dealt with as an individual. It is not to be gender-based and all that. But then when it's another topic entirely, feminism, you see that people would always so let's just face what it is at the moment. Now, you have said that maybe Blessing was going through stuff and all that, and that is why she's doing what she's doing. And I said that what is wrong is wrong. We're not just going to sit down here, join hands together and sing Kubaya just to support her. But then what I'm saying here again is that you do not take laws into your hands. Now, Onye Eze should also, his matter should be looked into, because you shouldn't encourage this, because somebody has come into your house or infringed on your, privacy.
Let me take this call from Ambrose. Ambrose, are you there from the UK again? Hello, Ambrose. I think we're having issues with long distance calls. Hello, you there? Yes, stop.
The sad part is that all of this will blow away, and Blessing will get an endorsement deal. Hello, because she will have followers, and the people that are selling products are not bothered about your history, they just bothered about your numbers. So people do anything to get the numbers, and once you say I have 5 million followers on Instagram, they will make you an influencer. So Blessing is buying followers. People now know her name. So long term, she would make it. So the society needs to generally needs to now deal with what we call success. As long as we still permit anybody,
that's a different topic. You know why? Because let me say the difference. First of all, saying that what she did was wrong in the first place, but you're flipping it over that she can actually make it profitable. So we're saying, I don't want us to change the face. The face of what she did was wrong. Right. But the profitability should not be discussed right now, because the issue is a totally different ballgame. But let me come to you.
All right. So where do we put integrity? To start with, integrity is very, very important. So when you said that it was staged, and at the end of the day they were having drinks and all that, and perhaps she was paid, allegedly, and all of this. But I am saying that integrity matters. You might talk about, followers, a lot of followers and all that. But I am even asking companies these days to be looking into what does this person stand for in the first place.
Let me take Vincent. Vincent, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Morayo, what the lady did is bad, but equally what the guy did is worse. Yeah, you should have called this lady in question to order that, look, this is my house. Or probably go on social media, not parade her as grandstanding. Sincerely, I'm not a fan of disgracing people, you understand? But it's actually barbaric, probably it's showing... the man, you call it worse than the lady, sincerely. When you take such time you are playing low. You should have not played high by telling that lady to go back on social media. Look,
thank you very much.
I'm just fun.
We have to round up this, but you see, one of the things that we've all established that what Blessing did was wrong, and I think that has been clear. But I think that the barbaric nature in which she's being treated is where I want us to shed a light on. Because it seems like we all have this in us as Africans. We are just looking for one tiny thing. Jungle is there. Because somebody stole a phone, a 600,000 naira phone, and he's being arrested, and you throw tires on him, and we're like, yes, he's a thief, how could he do that? It's all in us, and we must be able to shed light, not just point the finger, yes, it was you that did it, but you also. Because if we were all Onye Eze, would you take the same action? Because this girl embarrassed you, put your house on social media, you now come out and you like that. Is that fair? Is that proper? Can we justify that action? Are we not all barbaric in nature if we think it's okay?
So I saw an article some days ago, and somebody has stolen in a particular community, and instead of them throwing tires on that person, you know, and burning the person, what they did was they made the person serve, you know, them in the community. It was community service. So the person was seen, you know, putting sand and all that. And afterwards, they even bought sachet water for him. And people said, oh, this is nice. I mean, nice initiative, better.
That's what
we should never take laws into our
own hands. Yes, very good. I think we can wrap up with that. Yeah. Let's go on the break. When we come back, we'll be talking about moral regeneration. Since we've already talked about degeneration already, hopefully we can find a way to regenerate moral values in our society. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So the concept of morality among Nigerians is something that calls for serious reflection and rationalization. For them, nothing is condemnable and nothing is evil, especially for young people. So what is the way out for moral regeneration, especially among young people? Joining us on the show is the former Vice Chancellor, Wesley University, Ondo State, and also a professor of zoology, Obafemi Awolowo University, Professor Tola Badeja. Welcome to the show, sir.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome, sir.
So you can call us on 070-8066-8014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweet. So when we discussed Blessing earlier about issue of the fact that there's this hunger need to live a fake life, you let people know that you are blown, you know, you have this, you have that. And we see it prevalent amongst young people, constantly having that need. You wrote a book, and you've tried to preach how we need to reignite true moral upbringing amongst young people so that they can have a better future. Could you tell us a bit about why did you write this book, and what are your general thoughts on how we can help bring back that moral values that is lost in our society today?
Thank you very much. Well, it was unintentional, writing that book. I just stumbled at the opportunity to write it. My church, Methodist Church, Nigeria, when they made me the VC, when they appointed me the VC, they gave me that mandate of moral regeneration in our youth. And we all know the level of moral decadence. Wesley University, we started operating in 2008, and I was a vice chancellor for 7 years. So in an attempt to realize this mandate, I made sure that every Monday morning I spoke with my students. It's a faith-based school, established by a church. So we had devotions every Monday. And after the devotion, I would just give them some pep talk on morals, on philosophy of life.
Do you think it worked? Because young people don't listen to anybody these days.
It worked for me as vice chancellor for 7 years. It worked because it got to a point that everybody, including staff, were looking forward towards what will the VC say this week. What would, if our people would rather get to work early and go home to do something and come back. They just want to listen to what. So every weekend, by Sunday afternoon after church, I'm already thinking of what to say.
So would you say that, I'm so sorry. Would you say that there was a style, there was a way you said it that made people look forward to hearing what you had to say?
Yeah, that's what people said. I can't judge myself, but that's what...
What method
I would like to actually link this to the topic we're talking about right now.
Can I just take a few tweets then?
Yes, take a few tweets.
So, Samia Adelano said, if Jatoki says, social media went hard on Blessing because she was and still very unrepentant, even after she was caught regarding the homeowner's reaction. He went a little too far, though. The BAM says, like Mariah said, we cannot continue venting our anger on Blessing again. Hasn't she gotten enough? No one is saying what she did is right, but she has suffered enough. Lesson learned. Onye Eze says, no matter how you feel, what she did is wrong. She was warned but didn't listen. She trespassed again.
Right. So going back, sir, using those tweets, Nigerians are angry. Young people are hungry. Yes, the adults are angry, but they are even hungry. They want to be successful. So they see a professor telling them, oh, do this, do that. I'm wondering, yeah, right, how many buses, how many cars do you have, how many houses do you have? You know, how in are you? You have no idea. You don't even know who the band is, or, you know. So how do you connect? What can we do to let young people to understand that value that is so necessary for us to have a better Nigeria?
Now, one of the chapters in the book is on character building traits in the Nigerian youth. And I identified 4, which I called SHY principle. S for selflessness, H for humility, A for attitude, and I for integrity. That woman you're talking about has no integrity. Falsehood is false. What is true is false.
Yes, sir.
So these are the things we identified in the Nigerian youth. We said, well, let's nip it in the bud. In university age, before they go into their late 20s, let them know that you have to be humble. Let them know that selflessness is different from philanthropy. At least philanthropy is if you have 10 loaves of bread and you give 9 out, because that one will still satisfy you. Selflessness is when you have half a loaf and you share it with somebody.
Right. Okay, sir.
So there's a way when you talk to teenagers, every Monday, you pick a type, for example, cowardice. There's no Wesley University graduate that does not know the meaning of cowardice.
Okay, let me take this call. Sir. Morning, are you there? Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning, Larry. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Morning. I have to bring you back a bit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to talk about the Blessing Okoro's issue.
Yes.
Well, in as much as I agree that what she did was wrong, but to be honest with you, the Onye Eze, whatever his name is, should be arrested. This is the beginning of jungle justice. If you feel strongly about what she has done, she should have reported to the authority, to the police, not arrest her. He has no right whatsoever to this beginning of jungle justice. It means that if Blessing Okoro has stolen something from his house, he will have shot her or burnt her alive.
Right.
It's jungle justice.
Thank you very much, Larry, for your views. Yes.
All right, sir. So, sir, our country is regarded as the headquarters for what's it called? Poverty in the world. Do you understand? Highest rate of unemployment. I don't know if this is also affecting the, I don't know, could this be affecting the responsibility of the moral decadence in Nigeria today?
Moral decadence can lead to anything. Lead to corruption, lead to poverty, and all sorts of things. See, the average, anybody below 40 in this country, you really have to work on him or her for him or her not to misbehave in a way. They were born at a time when Dele Giwa was killed. They got to primary school, Abacha started killing people. They got to, all sorts of things, bombs all over the place. So when they grow up, some of them don't share the values that we share. One day I told my students, I said, as an undergraduate, I spent 10 kobo on breakfast, 20 kobo on lunch, 20 kobo on whatever, just 50 kobo in the day. The Obasanjo came and increased it to 1 naira 50. We went on rampage, Ali must go. Then one of them said, you destroyed this country. I had to sit him down to talk to him that we did not. That's what should be. But now that they just, there are students who don't have, who don't take money from their parents. And they have to survive on their own. So
let me, because I want you to help us advise concerning what happened to Blessing and people's response. You know, the issues of jungle justice, the fact that, yes, there's moral decadence, but what can we do? So let me just let you give us some kind of advice on how to handle this issue of Blessing.
It's actually wrong for people to take laws into their hands. Yes. Even if you are caught, if somebody is caught stealing, that's not the right thing. And I'll give you a small example. When I was an undergraduate, myself and my middle younger brother, we were in a bus. The man offered them money. They didn't have change. And he wanted to leave. So he just started ole, and people started stoning him. That was in 1976. Not knowing that the man was a soldier. You know, he was from the barracks. He just went and came back, and before you know it, virtually everybody in that vicinity. So jungle justice can even happen to somebody that's not guilty.
Exactly.
So do not
engage in it. Funke, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Morning, go ahead.
Good morning.
Morning.
Please, I want to talk on the
Blessing, go ahead.
Okoro. Okay, yes. I understand the point you ladies are making. But what I want to say is, we are all blaming Eze or whatever the man
Onye Eze.
Onye Eze, yes. That what he's doing is jungle justice or something. But I want us to note that in Nigeria of today, if the man did not humiliate that lady that way, she wouldn't learn a lesson. Okay, fine. When it all boils down to our system in Nigeria. If she gets her arrested, she might find her way and escape it, and we might not even know. So many other ladies, they might not learn their lesson. So we should also think in that aspect. If the man had not humiliated her that way, as per the Nigeria we have today, I don't know of tomorrow if we can change our mentality and all that. Right. And even the police, I saw the video. There were some soldiers or some police there.
Thank you very much for your views. Thank you so much. Yes.
Oluwafemi Speak says, what is bad. Blessing Okoro goofed big time. However, blaming Onye Eze for exposing her is a no for me. The young man is protecting his property. What if she decides to put up the house for sale, like was said?
Yeah, right. Go ahead, Kix.
Yes, sir. As an educationalist, right? Thank you. Do you advise that we inculcate, moral regeneration into the curriculum that we have in all levels of education today?
Regeneration.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a course that should be taught.
Yes.
In every department. One thing is that, well, I'm not an educator because I don't have a degree in education.
Education, okay.
But I'm a teacher. Right. I'm academic and whatever. But then I teach in the university. Right. Just like they are talking about entrepreneurship. Moral regeneration should also be inculcated to the curriculum.
Let's talk about the book for a second. What's the book about? So what does it?
Yeah, there are 5 chapters. Okay. Like I said, the first one is on shy principle, which is selflessness, humility, attitude and whatever. One is how to achieve excellence.
Okay, all right.
And the crux of the matter there that I address is, if you want to achieve excellence, then go for perfection.
Fantastic.
Because you may not be able to achieve perfection. Perfectionists are not really, they are really out of the whole world there. Right. But if you reach for perfection, excellence will come your way.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
You don't have to score 90%. 70 is enough.
Thank you very much, sir. Unfortunately, we have to go on a break now. When you come back, okay, I think I have Jeffrey. Jeffrey, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead, please. Go ahead, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
You're live.
Please, I want to contribute on the issue of Blessing.
Yes, go ahead.
My contribution is I don't understand what's going on with Blessing's issue. Because I saw handcuff on her hand, so I want to understand, was she arrested or what? And secondly...
You know, this is social media. Anything can happen. So we don't even know. We were not there. We're only going by what we saw. So anything, by tomorrow, another video will come out. We don't know. So let us just be patient. But sir, I'd like you to give a final word to our viewers. Any message you want to pass across to them before we let you go?
Nigerian youth, I want to ask them a question. Is your is your ship drifting? Is it just floating or is it at anchor? Your ship must sail. Even if it's going to be in the opposite direction to that of the wind. Because the wind may be blowing in the wrong direction. So your ship must sail. And you'll be lucky if it's in the direction of the wind.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll now finish and conclude the conversation on blessing. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So we had Professor Badejo, who said something really, really important. He says that every young person, everybody out there their ship actually must sail, according to, I want to be sure I quoted him right. So in this situation with Blessing, are young people ensuring that their ship is sailing, or they're just focusing on that person's matter? Because we all just forget that this is Nigeria. We are all suffering somehow. And there are lots of things to be done. And people will just rather stand in front of social media and just condemn one person who has made a mistake. As Tokwe was trying to take us into the profitability of it, she will get popular. She will gain followers. And tomorrow she might go and build a real house in Banana Island. And then she now becomes a celebrity. Is that that's the reality of what we are faced with. So as you are insulting somebody, commenting on somebody, know that you're just making that person a billionaire tomorrow.
You're just letting his or her ship to sail. You are building the wind behind the person's ship to sail. I think that we should learn to mind our businesses more. But aside from that, I also think that we shouldn't be so hungry to impress people, because I think that was the real issue for Blessing. Blessing was hungry for people's approval and people to feel like, I have succeeded, I have succeeded. Her success is based on you seeing that she has built a house and you don't need that. What you should focus on is, are you really happy? Are you okay? And then she has a good blog. You know, her blog is into relationship and it's a fantastic platform that she has, but yet she's still looking for people to approve that I have exploded, and we need to work on that in ourselves.
All right, so I don't understand why people seek validation from others. That is every time you're looking for validation, and this is what...
No, let's be honest, all of us seek validation. Everybody.
We are human beings. Yes, we ask questions sometimes like, oh, what do you think about this and all that? But I want to say that when it now comes to depressing you at the end of the day, that is, you look at your likes, you're like, oh, this person is getting so likes, and then I'm not getting, and then you are depressed because of such things. Then it shouldn't be. You have to talk to yourself every now and then. You have to have, you know, a discussion with yourself. And talking about ship sailing, there are so many people who think that, you know, their ship, you know, perhaps is sailing, but it is not. You look at people forming busy, and then as you said, you're engulfed in other people's or with other people's businesses, and then and then 24 hours is not even enough for some people because they're so busy minding their business and doing their work. So now when you think that you're working and you're not working, you're not moving, you're just doing noise. You are just...
Your ship is not sailing.
Your ship is not sailing. Be careful.
Oh, my goodness. Zach says, good morning, ma'am. Blessing got it wrong. Onye Eze should have done better. Decision was way too harsh. Boye Ashaju says, Mariah, if I park my car in TVC premises, open it and enter, then you see what you... If I park my car in TVC premises, you open it and enter, then you will see what you get. A criminal lays claim to somebody else's property and broadcasts it to the whole world, and you are sitting in your studio defending her. Years back, they arrested someone for somebody was arrested for impersonating you. She's been made a lesson.
Okay, pause for a second. Let me use that example. Back in the days, because we have social media, back in the day, you stand in front of a Porsche, you take a picture, send it to your aunties.
But
nobody knows.
Your own now.
Today, no, you can't. In the back in the day, you want to. Oh, I'm in my uncle's house. It's not your uncle's house. It's your neighbor's house. But you want to tell the whole world that my uncle is a rich man. You now go there. Oh, we are at the swimming pool. You know, the point is that we've done that. All of us. If you want to dig into each of our pasts, we've all done something similar to what this girl did. But because social media has posted it online, it's on a wider stage. Now you want to condemn her. She's a criminal. You are all criminals.
Okay, so let's define it.
Right.
It's okay to claim. You know, we are spiritual. I want this car.
I receive it.
I receive this car. So I take picture with the car.
Yes.
You know, I post the picture of the car in my house. I claim it. It is a crime when you take something that is not your own and lay claim to. Some people don't know. Some people actually would innocently think that, well, but what she did, I do it all the time now. It is a crime for you to say what is not your own is yours.
Well, if you take a picture in front of a big mansion, and say, my uncle's house, come and tell me it's not my uncle's house.
If you take somebody's dog,
come and tell me it's not my uncle's house.
Somebody's dog and take pictures with somebody else's dog.
Thank you for taking us there.
You take somebody's, you go on the internet and take somebody else's dogs, and then you... What?
We posted it as our own dog.
Let me take Reverend Dominic. Reverend Dominic, are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, go ahead,
Long time.
Oh, thank you. Moroyo, I didn't like your position this morning.
It's okay.
Why? Let me ask a question, Moroyo. Is there any reason for somebody to tell lies? Is there any reason for somebody to commit crime? Moroyo, you're not in Nigeria. You will put to bed when I come to your program the first year anniversary. There was a lady on set that day. Somebody will be my witness. We have to find a clothes and cover her nakedness. This is why I love your program. Why I don't watch a lot of women programs. I saw a lady one day presenting something on television, and you can see her pants because it's limited on TV, showing her pants. But this program has shown character. Your view have shown that a woman can say something good and look well and have character and keep family value. That girl needs to flock 36. That is the reason we have all we have today in Nigeria.
As long as we cannot have people like you and everyone in that state with integrity to achieve great things with righteousness, Nigeria will keep going the way it's going, and that's a bad example. Social media have been in Europe many years before it comes to Africa, Nigeria. The way you young ladies are using it, the way you young men are using it, is destroying all things.
Thank you very much, Reverend Dominic. Thank you so much. Let me come to Kike.
Yeah, so with what everybody has said, I agree with you, but I think that there's something missing in Blessing Okoro. And I think at the end of the day, it's about contentment. I am enough. You don't need validation from, probably because of what you've been through in the past, probably because you believe that your other bloggers might be doing better than you're doing. Do you understand? So, what did you say?
Every blogger wants to be Linda Ikeji.
Linda Ikeji. So, at the end of the day, I think she needs to be warded. I think she needs to say psychiatric. I think she, because what she has done is too expensive. It's too expensive.
Let me take this call from Joss. Morning, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Go ahead, please.
Sorry?
Go ahead, you're live.
Okay.
Don't listen to the TV, listen to me. Please, you're live. Go ahead. I have to cut that line off. Yes, Tokwe, go ahead.
Yeah.
So
all right, so he says it is, let's talk moral regeneration. At least talking it is a good follow-up to where we are right now. We also have someone saying that his name is Freelia Sheribo. This predicament is a non-issue to me, as most life on social media is fake life. There is nothing you can do to correct that. Just educate your children properly and make them realize that real life is that life is real, and they should choose who should be their role model. And I think that is very, very important because, like I said, many people were reposting Blessing's original picture.
Yeah.
And we all do that. We jump on the bandwagon. Linda bought a Bentley, and everybody will be reposting, whatever Linda, how Linda did it, I'm inspired by it. But we should also check to be sure that this is real.
Yes.
Be sure of who your mentor is. Be sure of who you are making your role model, not someone that will be embarrassed later that the person is lying.
Okay, let's take Hassan. Hassan, how are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
This is an issue of fake woman dealing with fake men. Don't bother about what is happening. You see, this Instagram, all these taking pictures. The men are fake, the women are fake. Stop looking at it from one side. The guys nowadays are really fake. The same way with women. They took them to the altar on their fake promises. And that is why you are seeing many marriages crashing. Because people are not sincere to themselves. The ladies are not sincere. The men are not sincere. That is why you are seeing a lot of things happening now.
I agree.
Men are not ready to see the reality. You understand?
Yes,
so ladies present to them what they would like to see, what they would like to hear. That is why it's really happening.
Right. Thank you so much, Hassan.
Big Man Oluo just says, it's appalling that no one is talking about the rule of law here. The man, if the man feels he's been wronged, he should approach it legally. Blessing should sue him. It's time to stop acting like animals. Nigeria will never grow this way.
Let's talk about lessons learned. I mean, if you're a Blessing's sister, what would you advise her at this point? Like, okay, if this thing really happened as they said it happened, if you're Blessing's sister, what would you tell her?
I'll tell her, just shut up. Just shut up for a while. But if saying it on the platform here is to say that Blessing should keep quiet, stay off social media for a while, and go through herself to go through solving that problem she has with herself. That'll make her lie about such a thing. She needs therapy.
Okay, let me take Razak's thoughts. Razak, are you there?
Yes.
Morning. Go ahead, please. From Ireland.
Yeah. Good morning.
Morning.
My opinion about Blessing is, yeah, I'm there. All right, I can hear you.
Oh, no.
Yeah, my opinion about Blessing is that you can just leave Blessing alone. That's the dream she was dreaming for.
Okay, we lost that call. Obi Honeypot, she was your sister. What would you advise her as we round up?
Okay, so I would advise her to understand herself first, you know, insecurity, complex, not knowing yourself, not being content is, I mean, we have a lot of issues on ground. You have to understand yourself. You have to come to know who you are and know that you're unique. You can become anything you want to become. See, you don't even have to do all of those things, and you don't need validation from anybody. You're already who you are. Okay. God made you uniquely, and you are perfect.
She's your sister. What would you tell her?
I think they've said it all. It's, the most important thing is for her to rediscover herself. And most importantly, she needs to go for counseling, because I know that there's a deep-rooted issue that's prompted her to have done all the things she have done. So, counseling might help. And also, if she has any religious people that she can speak with, do you understand? Because at the end of the day, I think that our pastors, our imams and all of that, or the traditional rulers, so to speak, they need to come in and help the youth and the moral regeneration that we are talking about.
All right, what I'll tell Blessing, listen, everybody goofs. Everybody makes a mistake. Nobody's perfect. There's no perfect human being out there. Let nobody deceive you. Because they are trolling you, condemning you, you're on trial right now, it looks as if it's only you. It's not only you. Their own tomorrow will come. Theirs will be. So don't even kill yourself because somebody is judging you today. But understand one thing that my own pastor told me when my own drama happened. This too shall pass.
Yes.
To pass, you go back, review your goof, your gaff, whatever you want to call it, and then understand what you need to do going forward. That's all we can take. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.